All right, the next game we had queued up is called Anno. Anno Mutationem. Not to be confused with Anno 1776 or whatever. Totally different types of games. Apologies to Sakura if Sakura's still with us.
And this one's very new. I think the demo for this only came out within the last couple of days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, it's going to take me a sec to get this one configured. Oh, I was just saying we're going to play Anno, but not the Anno that you're familiar with. Man, this is a pretty looking game. Oh, were you saying, is this game better played with a controller or keyboard and mouse?
It does get a little bit arcadey when it gets into the action segments, so it would probably benefit from a controller.
Okay. I'll... Oh, I'll probably have to exit and re-enter the game to get the controller working. Yeah, not the strategy game. I couldn't remember which years there are Anno games, but there's quite a few. But I keep wanting to pronounce it as Año, like in Spanish, but I don't think it's supposed to be.
Ponyo, 1776.
Is there a 1776?
I'm not sure.
Seems like there could be.
That seems like one of the time periods that they would hit on.
Yeah, y'all will be able to see the game on screen in just a sec. I'm going to have to restart it because I had to connect the controller, and then you'll be able to see it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Pixel Pockets. But yeah, audio problems are always a lot harder to catch while I'm streaming than video problems, because I can have my own stream open in a second window. Thanks, Pixel Pockets. I can have my own stream open in a second window, but I have to keep it muted so I don't hear my own echo, which would drive me crazy after a while.
Oh yeah, there are apps that you can get that will do that, that will specifically record and play your voice back to it, like a fraction of a second after you actually say it, and it is super disorienting.
Okay, I'm guessing the music is going to be too loud, so let me drop it about there. All right, and Data, are you able to see the screen now on Discord?
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Greetings, everyone. Oh, Brigand is here. Welcome, Brigand. We are doing a Cyberpunk indie game roundup. We just finished playing Synergia, a visual novel that's very similar in tone to Blade Runner, I guess would be the first example I could think of, or Ghost in the Shell. Next, we're playing a game called Anno. Anno colon Mutationem. Interestingly, there are two different, somebody, I guess, input it in the Twitch database and misspelled it. So there's two entries with slightly different spellings.
Oh.
I think we want the one with all cat. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. There we go. Next game. All right, next we're going to be playing Anno Mutationem. You can read about it on our webpage, which you can find right here. The other voice you're hearing on the mic is Data Error, who wrote the article that I just dropped the link to. His article kind of inspired the idea for this stream. Yes, before we start this, is there anything you want to say about it, Data?
No, like it's short and sweet and ends like right before I suspect it would get very interesting, but we're not going to know until 2021 because this is all there is right now.
Ah, okay. Control guide. This game doesn't seem to be recognizing the controller, so
Oh,
I'm just gonna have to make do with keyboard and mouse. Which is weird. I have an Xbox Series X controller plugged in. You'd figure it would recognize it, but maybe not.
yeah, isn't that basically the point of using a 360 controller over a DualShock or some other controller?
Is
Like,
usually,
aside from availability, it's pretty much universally recognized.
yeah. I don't know if that's because this is an indie game, it has a weird implementation, or if because the Xbox Series X controller is somehow too new for Windows or this game to have been updated to see it.
Right.
Because I've found that I've liked the controller a lot, but I sometimes have to fiddle with it more than you would with a 360 or Xbox One controller.
Well, this is also a game developed in China, and I don't know how different they are about controller support.
Okay, did you play it with a controller?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Oh, then
And
it
I'm
might not be.
remembering the other Chinese developed game I've played recently, Genshin Impact, also had some issues with its key bindings.
Yeah, like Genshin is one that I play with keyboard and mouse. All right, we'll go ahead and start. I like the art in this game. Did you say this game is from China?
Yes. Can't find out much more about that because there's not much on the studio. They must be very new and debuting with this.
All right. See, I've also had the instructions to it. Aren't I considerate? Certain someone hacked my virtual assistant again. Yeah, this is really pretty.
Yeah, like the light bloom against pixel art is something that I'm super happy has gotten popular after Octopath Traveler did it.
Yeah, I was just thinking about like something about the like combination of pixel art and lighting is familiar to me. You're right. Octopath, I guess, did kind of popularize that.
And I think other indie games have kind of taken to it, but the other big one that's coming out right now is that spiritual successor to Suikoden that's still in Kickstarter mode.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see. I got info on your illness. Go to my lab ASAP for full examination. Where have you been, Ryan? I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm busy. Don't contact me for a while. Okay. Yeah, this is gorgeous. I'm going to take a little bit less time like talking to NPCs and stuff than I normally would in a new game, only because I want to get a feel for the game. I want to optimize our time here. And mostly I just want to look at how pretty this game is.
Right?
And so this game is purely a demo right now. There's no, like the full version isn't out yet.
Correct. I think the listed release date is just 2021.
Heading over to docs. Remember to communicate me with through the encrypted channel. I guess it's the last cyberpunk-ish kind of game that I've played was Astral Chain. I'm kind of getting vibes of that, even though that's a totally different kind of game and presentation. Something about anime cyberpunk in games. All right, heading to the dock. It's getting worse. We should find someone else. It's been a whole year. I'm not really sure what's going on with this dialogue, and it's moving way too fast for me to read out loud. From what I've gathered, our character is sick and has to go to the doctor. And she's getting criticized for going out in a jacket and yoga pants, I guess, over and over. So let's just walk, before we go to the objective, let's walk around a little bit. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, the problem with dropping you into a Cyberpunk game with an in media res story is that, like, you get the double hit of both you're disoriented about where the character is, and also they're throwing their own made-up terminology at you.
Yeah. So, that's kind of like a hallmark of the genre, though. I used to think when I was reading like William Gibson novels and stuff back in the day that I was like doing something wrong, or that I like missed I'm like, did I pick up volume 2 instead of volume 1 by mistake? And I'm like, oh no, that's just how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, come to think of it, like most of the Cyberpunk material that is immediately jumping to mind does have a start like that. Like Ghost in the Shell starts in the middle of a mission. Snow Crash starts, and then within 5 pages, you've got somebody skateboarding at 60 miles an hour to deliver a pizza.
Yeah, it's true. I think Snow Crash is maybe a slightly more gentle intro than some of the others, and even still, it really throws it at you. All right. You break it, you bought it. Snow Crash's first chapter is bonkers. Yeah, I agree, Brigand. Like, I didn't think I was going to like Snow Crash when I first started reading it, because it's almost like a cartoon. Like, at least like it's kind of like, it's written like what someone in the early 90s thought would be a cool cartoon. So I kind of was concerned about how the rest of the book would go, but I ended up really liking it once I got into it. Oh, the doctor's office is in this basement? Sketchy, okay. Just look at this place. Wonder where all the money goes. Definitely not to the interior decorator.
When was the last time you saw a well-decorated underground lab? Like, you've
That's
got to
true.
maintain a certain aesthetic.
It's not quite as bad as Johnny Mnemonic. Man, that hasn't aged well. All I have to say is, I want room service. I want the club sandwich. I want the cold Mexican beer. I want a $10,000 a night thing that I won't say on this stream. So I had to, in high school, I was in high school and college a little bit. I did like some drama and kind of stuff like that. And I worked at the Renaissance Festival, and like I did a couple of like drama-ish things, but never took them very seriously. I definitely had to audition once for a role I didn't care about, so I decided to use the Johnny Mnemonic monologue for my audition.
That's fantastic.
It was a lot of fun. I don't know if the audition person got it, because I got a role, but like not a good one. But I don't think I had a shot anyway, so I was like, screw it. I'm having fun with this.
I mean, and that's not a bad strategy in and of itself. Like, you pick something that you're passionate about and that you know well.
Look who finally dropped in just in time for testing a new system.
Hey. Oh, she wants to criticize you for not dressing well.
Yeah, he's wearing like, it looks like swim trunks and a shirt and tie.
Yep.
He's got a real Pokemon Sun and Moon professor aesthetic going on, but worse.
Oh, yeah.
Not quite
this
as
man
handsome.
Clearly is not showered in 3 days.
Yeah. Sent you a message days ago. What took you so long? See, I've been kind of busy lately. I'm just going to get through the dialogue quickly rather than read it dramatically like we were for the visual novel. Unless this is a very dialogue-heavy game.
As dialogue-heavy as most games are at the start, where they're like laying things out, but you'll get to the point where it thins out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just push through it then. Try to keep us on schedule. All right. It's like the treatment has no effect whatsoever, Dr. Weirdstein. Okay. How long did it take mankind to eradicate the Mechanica virus? Science takes time. Patience, concepts no doubt alien to you, Teeny Bob.
Ye old Mass Effect wheel.
Oh, that's what this is. I'm like, what's this weird UI? Oh, interesting. Actually, the game does recognize the controller. It just doesn't tell you that.
Oh, wild.
So now it's seeing the controller. But like the UI only switches to display controller icons while you're moving it. If you like let it sit still for a second, it switches back to keyboard and mouse. So I didn't even notice.
Oh.
I guess we'll ask about the illness.
Weird behavior.
Right. Granted, I mean this is like a demo or a beta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess some quirks are to be expected.
This looks really, really nice for a demo, though.
Yeah, it does.
Polished.
Let's see. Oh, right to the point. I've upgraded your GROM system. You should be proud of this. The system is specifically designed just for you. Didn't you say you had a lead on my illness? Correct. Judging from your previous records, your entanglitis seems to be triggered at specific times. So I upgraded the GROM to collect your data and analyze conditions in which it seems to be triggered. I also upgraded your combat suit. It will help prevent you from unintentionally hurting others when it acts up. Plus, it will analyze your field data in real time, providing predictive protection for your personal safety. Is this some kind of treatment? After we've collected enough data, we should be able to find the cause, and then we can find a real treatment. But we'll only know if it works after you've completed the tests. Great. The test machine is in the lab to your left. I'll speak with you once again once everything's loaded in the machine.
So, Mutationem and Entanglitis. This game has a time with naming things.
Well, I mean, it's no Dr. Weirdstein.
Fair.
Oh, I thought this was the machine I was supposed to interact with, but I guess it's over here.
The left.
Oh, I like this pink lab suit.
Hot pink. Oh, Weirdenstein and Igor.
Ah, now we're making sense. Oh, I like the little wardrobe change here. There's nothing but empty space here, Doc. Coming. Sorry, I was just updating the local client. It's not quite finished loading. Just a sec. Ah, here we go.
Oof.
All right, I'm about to update the system. Any new functions? Add a new defense system, and now we have comprehensive data collection. I've also prepared a control panel for you. Okay, let's get started. I like the deliberate, like, screen tearing here. Doc, your supercomputer is lagging out. Hush now. Update complete. Wait, let's delete some redundant files. Thanks for waiting, Flores. How's the new system? Why don't we have a simple test? Need to gather some data. Ah, now we're in the tutorial zone.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I cut you off for a second there, Data. When I thought that the dialogue was about to end, and then it resumed.
Hey, it's all good.
The movement is interesting because it's like deliberately, I think deliberately, really low frame rate. Like she kind of goes from her jump animation to just being on top of the box.
Yeah, that's like a really quick turnaround. Like it also startled me the first time I played it. So I was like, okay, do I have to jump and dash to get up onto this, or do I have a double jump? But no, she just takes corners like a champion.
Yeah, I wonder if that's to make the part that's in cyberspace feel more digital compared to the rest of the game. If they have her move really choppily,
Oh,
like to
you know,
make
with
one.
all the other stuff, with all the other stuff they're doing stylistically, I wouldn't put it past them for that to be deliberate.
Like to make it feel artificial, I guess, compared to the real world. All right, combat simulation. Let's do it. Like, see how that backflip is like kind of just 3 keyframes?
Yeah, I wonder if that's a symptom of it being a demo, and that'll be filled in later. Because like
Yeah.
her run cycle is perfectly fine.
That's true. Her running is pretty fluid. Oh, I have a gun too. Nice. So I'm seeing damage numbers. Is this kind of an RPG? Oh, I like these finishers.
So one of the places that you walked past did have guns for sale, so there has to be stats in there somewhere. But I think you're pinned to level 1 for this anyway.
Knew you wouldn't let me down. Looks like the data will be interesting today. I prepared a little surprise. Got this from the black market. I didn't think anyone would help me test it. Give it your best shot, Flores. Oh, is our character's name Flores? Or is the monster named Flores?
He referred to you as Florist earlier, but I thought your little assistant called you by a different name.
I thought so too. Oh gosh, this thing is gonna beat the crap out of me.
Oh yes, the old can you dodge test.
Yeah, the boss does look like corruption. I guess that's, like, again, it's like really trying to drive home that you're in cyberspace. Ooh, that
See,
reload
that's
is really
also-
slow.
Oh yeah. I guess it's also playing with the fact that this is like a black market acquisition that's not supposed to be here.
Oh, it got me with the
Which that's a
tail.
great visual shorthand for that.
Ah, I thought I could warp through it. Okay, oh, okay. It's not a battle that you're supposed to lose. Or is it?
Oh, I guess it's one that doesn't matter.
Bonus jiggle physics? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very anime.
Like, I've sadly, like, I've almost become desensitized to that unless it's extremely in your face.
So what got to me about it is that there's like a window in her suit between her chest in like the actual model, but in the loading screen where she's in the same outfit, it's filled in.
Oh, that's interesting.
So maybe there are some bits about the style that they're still ironing out.
See, I lost control again. Don't worry, that was just a test. He didn't cause any real trouble. It seems the intensity of the battle triggered the entangleitis. Perhaps it was because of the magnetic field resonance? Oh, it looks like my testing machine messed up again. Doctor, are you being serious? Hey, we're making progress, aren't we? The whole incident was recorded by Grom. This is valuable data. I've uploaded the new system to your battlesuit. Feel free to test it whenever. I'm not here because I'm busy. Go find a ROM shop in town. Okay. Guess we're free to wander around again. Let's see. So right now they're talking about contacting the heroine's brother, who hasn't been seen in a while.
See, your name is even Anne in the subtitles here, so maybe Flores is a last name.
Oh, maybe. Oh, this is like an electronics shop. I like that we're in the distant future, but all of the computer monitors for sale are CRTs.
Yeah, that's a very deliberate choice.
Yeah.
They also have like old style boom boxes too. I wonder if this is
Yeah.
like deliberately a retro store.
That's true. It could be because I mean, pole position is up on those screens up there too, and all the phones in here are like BlackBerry or older.
Just Nokia's. Yeah, Martin's Antiques. There you go.
Oh, that okay. That's cool then. I didn't notice that it said antiques. I also appreciate that she has light up shoes, like do you remember in the '90s, like kids' shoes, they would put like LEDs in them?
I remember those being around. Yeah. But they were like just the one blink. I
Yeah.
would be stunned if somebody hasn't recreated those like to better effect now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hold on, someone is DMing me. Let me see what this is real fast. Oh, cool. For those of you that know the Renaissance, he's doing a print order right now. If you don't know who the Renaissance is, it's a streamer I highly recommend. He both plays retro video games and then paints them. Because
His art prints. They're beautiful.
Yeah, he contacted me letting me know that one of the ones I wanted is going back into print. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. Hello, anyone there? Who's talking? I know some trouble again. Now I'm stuck. That's not my fault. I'm innocent. There's a guy stuck in the sewer. Can you maybe grab me a bite to eat, like a sandwich or something? No cheese, though. I don't want the bubbly farts. Oh, and a Coke would be fantastic. I gotta go. Bye. Well, that was interesting.
Huh. I wonder if that's supposed to be like a nod to totally non sequitur side quests and she just shuts it down.
Yeah, unless you actually can go buy food.
There's currency, but I don't think there's a place where you can buy a sandwich, regrettably.
Ah, okay. My cats do that all the time.
Frankly, I'm startled that Boswell stood up there for so long.
Can I climb up here? No, I can't. I was like, can I go look at the cats? And as someone that enjoys wine, I always like, I pour a glass and I like put the wine bottle away just to prevent that exact situation from happening. Or like if I'm being less cautious, I at least put it like dead center in an otherwise big table. So the worst that would happen is it gets knocked over rather than knocked with the bottle onto the floor.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And amusingly, right as I say that, April comes and jumps on my lap. Hi, April. Though it's usually your brother Randy that's the wine bottle destroyer.
See, Claire won't do that with anything that's as heavy as a wine bottle, but I still like can't stick hair ties on the edge of a desk or anything.
Oh yeah.
Or, like, even like if I leave a Switch cartridge out, it just ends up on the floor. Because that's easy to bat around.
The pieces of G-Cannon Magna, the gunpla I was building a couple weeks ago on stream, are all over the place in my house now because I left for a couple of days and I didn't put them away. So now like there's a leg laying in one corner and a head somewhere else.
Oh geez. At least it's assembled enough that that's not a choking hazard.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of cat mischief, I will be back in a hot minute.
All right. Want to get that high, that edge, that rainbow at the end of the universe. Oh, you don't find. Okay. So we're getting random stuff like screws and whatnot. I'm wondering if we like craft weapons later. Oh, I didn't see this location marker in the bottom left corner. How do I get there, though? I just have to go into the foreground. Because of the fixed camera angle, it's like a little weird navigating. Ah, here we go. Oh, there's a weapons store. Bookstore, car, okay. But yeah, I'm really struck by how pretty this game is. Eyeing something different, augmented eyes. Very on the nose. Actually, I should take a quick screenshot for later. There we go. Okay. That's right, I'm heading over here. I guess I'll get in the car, okay. Oh, wow. There's like multiple cities like that. That's kind of cool. Oh, and our car flies. Also cool. So I'm not exactly sure who's talking to the heroine. I don't know if that's like a digital assistant or if that's just a friend on the phone.
I think it's supposed to be like a Cortana character, where she's just inside your head because you're a cyborg.
So something I'm curious to ask both Data and anyone in the chat. If you have a digital assistant like an Amazon Echo, when it does something for you, do you say thank you afterwards?
I do, in fact.
I used to and found that I stopped after a while.
Like, I kind of do it out of habit. That door on the right will get you a fantastic vista, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go do
Yeah.
that.
But no, I kind of do it out of habit, and the other half of the reason that I do it is one time when I was visiting a friend and they had just gotten a Google Home in their home, they were having a bit of trouble getting it set up. And so they were trying to tell it, hey, Google, play this music. Hey, Google, play that music. And it misheard him very aggressively and started up. I don't remember what it was that he was not anticipating. It says, I think he yelled at it, hey, Google, knock it off. And Google responded, I think the phrase was something to the tune of, I'm sorry if I offended you. So they are clever enough to recognize stuff like that.
All right, superstar hacker. Okay, so I guess the digital assistant is going to hack the door for us. So I've noticed that it auto advances the dialogue and it moves quite quickly. A lot of games I feel like are kind of slow with their auto advance. And it has me wondering if the game was developed in Chinese first, if like, since Chinese is a language where one character can mean a lot more than a single word, I'm wondering if the timing of the dialogue changes was set for Chinese and they didn't lengthen it when they switched it to English.
Oh. Yeah, I noticed that most visual novels will let you change the speed at which text advances and is displayed. My guess is to get around that exact problem.
Oh, whoops, I did this wrong. This is interesting that even digital locks are basically just a set of 3 tumblers.
Diegetic.
There we go. Looks like he hasn't been back for some time. At least he left in a hurry. Let's see if we can find any clues. I come to think that I think this is the first Chinese developed well, no, it's not the first Chinese cyberpunk thing I've ever seen, but definitely the first Chinese cyberpunk game I've ever played. I was just recalling, Data, you might remember we had a conversation with some folks over, I think it was on the Chic Pixel Discord, about how like China or Hong Kong city skylines are often used as like a shorthand for futuristic things, but often they like take that aspect of Chinese culture but then don't have other, you know what I mean, like they cherry pick certain things to make the future look exotic but like don't really acknowledge the culture itself. I don't know if that's ringing any bells for you.
Don't remember this exactly, but I totally get the place where you're coming from with it.
So just to rewind a little bit, during it wasn't E3, it was something like that. They were showing a lot of trailers for games, and some of the Cyberpunk ones would have like signs with like neon signs with Chinese characters in the background, or like other things that were like almost, they were clearly taken from Hong Kong or Shanghai to use as like set pieces, but all of the like characters in the game were white. And someone had pointed out how that was kind of off to them, that they took this one element of Asian culture to make things seem futuristic but didn't actually bring any Asian people into the story.
Oh, yes, this sounds very familiar. Was this when they were showing trailers during some of the PS5 reveal stuff?
That might have been it, because I was about to say there was no E3 this year, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if not that, it was Microsoft or one of those big showcases of new games.
Unfortunately, Cyberpunk like kind of does that a lot, where it like takes bits and pieces of Asian culture for like its iconography and just the look of it, and then their cast is predominantly white. Like you look at Blade Runner, which is probably the cyberpunk thing, it's almost entirely modeled off of Hong Kong, but the lead actor is Harrison Ford.
True. At least to Blade Runner's credit, I do feel like, while unfortunately not main characters in the story, there's definitely plenty of like there's at least like Chinese people in the background. Like Chinese people are a part of the setting. And I guess since it's LA, they want to show that like there's a mixture of races involved. But yeah, like I guess is one of Deckard's partners Chinese at one point in the story? I think so.
Remember.
Wait, where am I going now? Looks like I'm supposed to go into the foreground more, but I don't know how to do that. Oh, we can transform into our cyberpunk self even in the real world. I just knew somebody would get this thing for him. I'll take it now. You over there. Let's see if she knows where the kid is hiding. Ah, okay. So the brother, I guess, is in trouble, and now these guys are here looking for him. Man, fighting humans is so easy compared to giant glitch monsters. Alright, retreat. I'll take the ROM, you just wait. Oh, we just jumped out the window? Whoops. Yeah, this is a game. If I get the full version of this game, I'm going to be mashing that screenshot button quite a bit. Oh, whoops, I fell. And again. Ah, there we go. And the framey animations are still present here when I'm thinking we're in the real world, but just activated our cyber warrior powers or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm guessing it's either just a general style choice or it's a limitation of the demo.
Man, that's flashy.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're getting little bits of currency from each of these guys too, so there probably is going to be at least some gunbolt level of loadout management.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I did see the weapons shop in the town. Interesting. Scared of nothing, eh? Our Lady Flores. Oh, I wonder if, like, her cyber warrior self is Flores and then her, like, regular self is the other name.
Oh, like a code name.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to do the flashy finishing moves. There we go. Gotta do the executions. I don't know how much value they have. There's a PlayStation 1 game, a Cyberpunk game, that I think has kind of a similar aesthetic to this. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Like, it looks very Ghost in the Shell, but I don't think it was actually Ghost in the Shell.
See, and that would have been past the point of, like, Snatcher.
Gosh, the reload time on this gun is going to be into me. Oh, I'm straight up out of bullets. Man, the splash damage in this is brutal. This game is a lot harder than I expected it.
And there are two of them. Like, usually when they hit you with a new mini-boss who can do new things, they at least, like, start you out on one.
Oh, come on. Alright, let's try that again.
That's rough.
My name is Neo. Yeah, that is kind of a cyberpunk thing of having, like, various aliases.
Like, I guess that's born out of the 80s version of it, where well, I guess 80s wouldn't have been online yet, but the early days of the online world where everybody has a real name and then they has whatever their screen handle is.
Yeah, and that's such a foreign concept to us now, right, Data Error?
Never heard of it. Never heard of it, Capsulejay.
Let's see, Uplink. I'm gonna have to look into what this Uplink game y'all are talking about in chat is.
I believe Uplink is another cyber indie game. It's like a kind of a puzzler more. Let me see if I can refresh my memory.
Uplink Hacker Elite. Interesting.
Oh, so maybe there are multiple Uplink games.
I keep killing these guys too fast to finish them off all fancy. There we go. I don't know if the I keep thinking it's like Doom, where doing the finisher like recovers some HP or something.
Say no, but I didn't see damage numbers attached to it either, so it must just be an instant kill.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
Hey, Apricot Sushi. Nice to see you here.
Apricot, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Happy birthday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, happy birthday, Apricot. Congrats on turning 21. I'm sure you're excited about your first beer. Hope you enjoy it. Wow, what a short demo. All right, that was Anno, or Anno.
It was every bit as confusing as the Hideaki variety.
I was into it though. I'd be down to play more of it, especially I think if I play it in either on stream, like especially if they give you the option to make the dialogue stay on screen a little longer. Because part of it was like I have no idea what was going on in the story because I couldn't really keep up with the dialogue. But the gameplay seemed pretty good, even though I'm terrible at it. But yeah, I'll wish list it. You got me.
Oh, and there's some bits in that trailer that like didn't even make the cut for the demo. So it's just gonna get bigger in scope, as these things tend to do.
Okay, I'm curious if there is a dialogue delay option in here. Oh, VSync was on. I'm wondering if it's... Well, did it look stuttery when you played it, Data Error?
No.
Saying with like the choppy animation during
Oh.
battle.
I honestly don't remember.
I forgot. For my computer setup, I have to disable VSync. Otherwise, it causes some weird frame rate things.
Oh.
Didn't think about that. Oh well. Next game is called... actually, I'll let you introduce it, Data, while I get it loaded up, if you don't mind.
Sure. So we're doing 3 games on the stream today. All 3 are indie Cyberpunk games. They were either released this year or are upcoming releases, and all 3 of them you can play now through demos that are available on Steam. Yeah, we covered a bunch more of them on the site, which Capsulejay is very kindly linked to right there. So we started with Synergia, which is kind of a thriller visual novel with Yuri elements to it. Very mature themes, but really interesting with what it's doing. Then that was Anno Mutationem, which was, again, very pretty, and it's got a lot going on story-wise.